This is the first time in a very, very long time that a Republican, well, outside of one very obvious orange specter, actually said they were going to do something, followed through on it, and there were the requisite consequences. Shout out to Matt Gaetz for being one of the only true Republicans and quite possibly one of the best elected officials out there right now for talking the talk and walking the walk, because he laid out a plan yesterday. I'm filing a motion to get Kevin McCarthy out of that speaker's chair. He can go ahead and leave the gavel up there at the front. We'll figure out somebody who is far better suited instead of your crispy old RINO ass. And oh yeah, he had the audacity, this absolute mongoloid, to go out there and tweet from his official government account, bring it on. And what happens? Kevin McCarthy ousted as House Speaker, thrusting Congress into chaos. Not so much thrusting them into chaos in so much as, oh my god, there's actually going to be consequences for our actions, reinstilling some sense of responsibility with our elected official. Heaven forbid somebody would do that. Well, not just Matt Gaetz alone. Obviously, he needed a couple of helping hands. He needed his friends to get by. He had the entire help of the Democratic establishment, more than willing to just, oh yeah, we need to get rid of that evil McCarthy, not realizing that, he'll just go back and he'll just take an inconsequential seat, ending up riding out his term, then getting primaried by somebody who's actually serious about this incoming movement of populism within the Republican Party. Something that is now just kind of manifest in its most obvious form with this very move right here, sending Kevin McCarthy not just out of the speaker's chair, but just on his perpetual fundraising tour, where he can just go out there and he can raise all the money for Ukraine that he wants to. Continue to sell your lies somewhere else, old man. We're not needed in this party anymore. Kevin McCarthy made the wrong kind of history Tuesday. Well, he also did as well, for his nomination, which again, shout out Matt Gaetz, his, days-long nomination process that went how many different rounds? Like 20 some odd rounds of voting, and Matt Gaetz was, nope, we're not leaving. We're not fucking leaving. That dude would just not give up, only to a point where, okay, cool, we'll just come to a good resolution right here. You're going to get some stuff. You're going to get that speaker's gavel, and then also, you're going to be true to the American people, not concerned with your interests of appeasing the neocon overlords. And, well, guess what? McCarthy reneged on his promise, and Matt Gaetz was like, all right, then, it's time to go. But yes, he is the first Speaker of the House, which is kind of strange to think about in the 40 some odd years of the United States of America to be ousted. Now, Speaker of the House. It's kind of wild. 8 Republicans joined with all of the Democrats, and those are Andy Biggs of Arizona, who is super based, Ken Buck of Colorado, another good one, Tim Burchett of Tennessee, haven't heard of him before, but now got my support, Eli Crane of Arizona, hey man, Arizona representing right there, Matt Gaetz of Florida, obviously, he was the one who put out the motion to begin with, Bob Good of Virginia, Nancy Mace of South Carolina, wait, Nancy Mace? I seen something that she thought that she was going to end up being the Speaker of the House. Nancy Mace is a total fucking turncoat idiot, but weird to see her vote on this. Okay, and Matt Rosendale of Montana. Okay, so 8 Republicans, just 8 Republicans decided to back up their strong talk with some strong action. There's some people on there that I hadn't seen before, okay? Alongside of some people that are missing from that list. Okay, most notably, I would think Jim Jordan. Like, where are you on that one, buddy? You're tough talking on a whole bunch of things. Why didn't you want to help out with that? Okay, and that's kind of disheartening and disappointing that he didn't want to show up on that one. But to be fair, he's got his hands kind of full with other appointments right now that are far more important. And, well, he did put up a good fight against McCarthy during a selection process. Steve Scalise, well, he had a fairly important position already in place that could be very much overturned with a McCarthy shuffling, so it makes sense, but you still would have liked to see them throw their support behind there. But 2 very notable admissions, some people who like to say that, oh yeah, we're right there side by side, are always fighting alongside Matt Gaetz, and people that I've singled out recently, and it's like, oh no, why, Don, why would you be so mean on them? Oh yeah, because I've seen them as exactly what they are. And his cat turd, I know I gotta cite cat turd, but he ends up in encapsulating this, and I was thinking this at the exact same time. Sent out a couple of tweets on it as well. I'm so disappointing. Well, it's supposed to be disappointed in Marjorie Taylor Greene. Yeah, again, she just goes wherever the wind blows and wherever the money blows in. And Lauren Boebert, well, to be fair, she was getting felt up in a theater at the time and couldn't come to a consequential vote like that. But no, those right there are two examples of the mega grifter that is out there. Seeing that it's popular to be a marginally attractive woman, hop on the bandwagon, just hit all of the talking points, but then when the rubber hits the road, they are nowhere in sight because, oh no, that would require us actually doing something. We don't really want to upset the apple cart. We don't want to stop the money train from coming in. Oh, Matt, you want to actually do something? No. Come on now. Matt Gaetz right now is setting himself up for some big tings, some huge tings right now. I think at the end of Ron DeSantis' term, we probably see ourselves a future governor of Florida, because what I'm seeing right now, outside of mass media reporting, oh my God, Congress is in chaos, which is good because it's the least popular elected body in all of government, which, oh yeah, if you're going to fuck around with one place, Congress is a good place to start, and it also plays well with the populist base within the Republican Party, which is ever expanding, ever growing, and especially if Trump is going to reclaim his position at the head of this movement, which he already is, but just get the official anointment with the 2024 nomination and hopefully, God willing, with the 2024 victory, then yeah, that's going to be the path that is set forward. So those 8 people set themselves up well for the future. And I think by Matt Gaetz spearheading all of this stuff, again, putting action to words, he sets himself up perfectly. And that right there, he's going to run for president one day, okay? Don't know when, don't know where, but eventually. He is young enough, and you know what? He is laying down a good track record. It's just a shame if there was ever a height requirement to become president. The poor little bastard would have to affix a couple of more lifts to his dress shoes. McCarthy, who ruled himself out of trying to get the job again Tuesday night. Yeah, that little goofy bitch. He just decided to put that out there. I will not seek to run again for Speaker of the House. I may have lost the vote today, but yeah, okay, good. I lost the battle, but we'll win the war, you know. All of that other fucking loser speak where it's like, oh my God, you know, at least we won with the moral high ground, bitch. That's why you fucking lost your job, because you're clinging on to your neocon principles. They don't fucking fly anymore. Now lawmakers face a rerun of the marathon process with House Majority Leader Steve Scalise, an early favorite to succeed McCarthy. Yeah, we can go ahead and throw his name in on that one, but we also got some other speculation that's out there. But now let's hear from the mass media side of things, the waffling journalist class. Okay, you got Mario Nawfal. Okay, this dumb motherfucker who thought that Andrew Tate, oh guys, he's definitely going to be going away forever. Like I said before, because we used him as a source on something else where when he actually takes the time to do some research, normally he's right about things, but I say, you know what, hey, you can go ahead and take his word about 70 to 80% of the time. Well, guess what? This is one of those 30 to 20% of the times where motherfucker got things completely wrong. But this is the mass media narrative, because even you could see thrusting Congress into chaos. Oh my God, it's a big scary time. And the bipartisanship triggered Matt Gaetz to stand in the House floor today, officially calling for the process to remove him. Now McCarthy is facing a challenge that only 2 other House speakers have faced in history. Call a vote within the next 2 days to see if he can vacate a seat. I can't believe an act of bipartisanship triggered this vote. No, it's because Kevin McCarthy was trying to make side deals in order to supersede the needs, the wants, and the desires of the American people in order to continue to shuttle money to Ukraine. Shit that most Americans don't give a flying fuck about. Matt Gaetz, to his credit, stood up for his principles right there and said, no, that shit's not gonna fucking fly. What the hell are you doing? Get the fuck out of that position. There needs to be consequences for bad actions. But no, it was an act of bipartisanship. Go fuck yourself. If it was an act of bipartisanship, why wouldn't he be just as triggered right now because he needed all of the Democrats in order to succeed on his motion to remove Kevin McCarthy as speaker? Fucking idiots. A long-standing feud between Gaetz and McCarthy goes back much farther than Tuesday's historic vote to unseat McCarthy as House Speaker. Gaetz has long been McCarthy's loudest opponent, which is good. You need somebody critiquing your actions and holding you accountable. Case in point, dramatically voting present rather than backing California Republicans' bid for the gavel in January. Yeah, that was all the way back in January, huh? McCarthy had repeatedly claimed Gaetz has borne him a grudge for refusing his demand the McCarthy intervene in the ongoing House Ethics Committee investigation. Which is this? Okay. He's blaming me for an ethics complaint against him that happened in the last Congress. I have nothing to do with it. Oh, McCarthy told CNBC. Yeah, okay, I'll take that credible. Because I remember the last time that Matt Gaetz went under investigation, the shit was totally fucking false. It was definitely a Trevor Bauer type situation. Or it was just fucking fabricated nonsense. What? He was butt fucking a 16-year-old while crossing the Florida-Georgia line. Yeah, okay, I believe that that's fucking credible. Oh yeah, and also Mia making a 14-year-old watch over in the corner. It was as fucking hyperbolic as that. It wasn't really that in general, but oh no, we got a known liar to come in and testify, okay? We got somebody who's been caught multiple times, committing fraud, saying that Matt Gaetz is the true fraud. It's like, okay, cool. And then when that investigation totally fucking crumbled, that's what you're trying to hold against him? No. He was just trying to make sure that you were doing your job. You didn't, and here we are. Gaetz, who is rumored to be eyeing a run at Florida governor in 2026. Oh, okay, cool. Like, I know it wasn't an original thought when I proposed it there, but yeah, no, obviously, I think that totally makes sense in him. This is a landmark. This is a career-making move in the fact that it worked. Well, hey man, there it is. Is being eyed by the ethics panel over allegations of sexual misconduct, illicit drug use, and campaign finance violations, as well as taking bribes. Yes, being eyed by the ethics panel. Yeah, for all of that shit that was already investigated and wasn't pursued at all because there was no evidence at all whatsoever there. You can go back. I know I made a few videos on that as well, too, as a refresher course if you don't believe me. Many Congress members, including fellow Republicans, reportedly are eager to expel the Sunshine State politician if he's found guilty of wrongdoing. Yeah, if he's found guilty. Guess what? He hasn't been so far by several courts, you tards. He wants to wipe me away. I'm not going to do that. That's illegal, McCarthy said Tuesday morning. And you know what? If some way I lose my job because I uphold the law, come on now. Continuity of government, so be it. The Republican-controlled House Ethics Committee quietly relaunched its probe into Gaetz this past July, CNN reported. The investigation was originally opened in April of 2021 alongside the Justice Department probe over allegations Gaetz was a part of a scheme that led to sex trafficking of a 17-year-old girl. Oh, sorry, I was being a bit hyperbolic. Obviously, I was. But yeah, that propaganda aside, instead, Gaetz maintains he pushed for McCarthy's removal because the California congressman has not been serious in supporting spending cuts and claimed Sunday that the speaker had been negotiating a secret deal with Biden to secure aid for Ukraine while supporting a stopgap measure to fund the government that doesn't include aid to the war-torn country. Not your fucking concern. When McCarthy went out publicly and said, "This isn't about me breaking my word, it's because Gaetz has an ethic problem." Certainly, that was him gaslighting the ethics committee, Gaetz told CNN's State of the Union host Jake Tapper. But here's the thing. I'm not alone. People can say this is a party of one. I have tens of millions of Americans who stand with me on this. Truth. Absolute truth. And I have a requisite number of House Republicans, a sufficient number to ensure that we don't owe Kevin McCarthy anymore. Yes, exactly. And guess what? He said it, and it happened. So he's one of those rare political exceptions of somebody actually keeping their word while they're in office. So what's going to end up happening in the future? Okay, who's going to end up getting the nod? Obviously, we've heard, and this is obviously going to play out in the next couple of days. I don't know. Maybe it'll already be decided by the time that this video gets published who's going to get the nomination. Because we heard that Steve Scalise, one of the front runners, again, somebody that I like, but he also didn't back up any of that shit, okay? Somebody else seems to be pretty credible as well. Hill staffer says Byron Donalds, who I would definitely be down for. I would just also like to know, why didn't you vote? Why didn't you vote along with that coalition there, Byron? What the fuck were you out there doing? But he's actually backed up his words several times over. So, yeah, as much as I would have liked to see him, put your money where your mouth is, but I would totally be down with him as a speaker, by the way, emerging as the strong contender for the speakership from the caucus. But yeah, that's just not somebody who's been nominated or anything like that yet. But yeah, as the ongoing discussions, as Congress is in chaos, there's another name. There's another name that has been nominated by Representative Troy Nehls, who is also fucking based. Just nominated Donald Trump for Speaker of the House. Yo, fucking do it. If it's going to be in chaos, let's light this motherfucker up. So I'll be covering this in the next couple of days, see what ultimately ends up shaking out. Realistically, though, it's the Speaker of the House. The Republicans are still going to have the majority. It's just going to be a little shuffling of upper management. Got bigger fish to fry, but you know what? Setting the precedent that if you don't do what you say you're going to do, there's going to be consequences for it. You do, in fact, love to see it. So with all that said, thank you all very much for the gift of your time. I've been Don Consuelo. I want you to follow your gut and get after it. Take care, everyone.